Good evening. I'll just do my checks to make sure I am live in the right place. Come on, Facebook, catch up. There we go. Now, I will just say the weather isn't the best here. We've got this storm coming in. How the picture looks to you, I'm not quite sure. But on my screen, it's a little bit fuzzy. I do apologise for that. And if the internet does go out or gets considerably worse, then maybe we'll have to postpone this live. But we'll see how we go anyway. Happy New Year to you all. I hope you had a lovely Christmas and New Year. We had quite a quiet one. Went out for Christmas dinner, but spent the rest of the time at home. It was very nice, chilled, just getting back into things now. I only returned to work this week, so that's nice. Right, yeah, it's a bit nippy here at the moment. I'm hugging my cup of tea. Right. I'm just going to run through a couple of things really quickly, because I know you don't want me to about telling you loads of stuff. But the new mini catalogue, that is currently live now. Let's switch my camera and then you can see better. Yeah, this is live now on the website. So lots of gorgeous new goodies for spring and Valentine's and that. How cute is that with the bunnies? So yeah, that's happening. And then we have a bonus days are on again. So for every £45 you spend, you'll earn a coupon of £4.50 from the 6th of Jan to the 2nd of Feb. Then you can collect these coupons and then you can spend them from the 3rd of Feb to the 28th of Feb for your purchases. Kits, we will be having 3 new kits available this month, but unfortunately 2 have been delayed. So at the moment there's only the one with the butterflies currently in stock last time I checked. So waiting on the delivery of the others. But how cute are these? The little pets, and you get their homes to make as well. Fabulous. Then we've got a new product of the month, which is the fabulous Sayings stamp set. I'm currently waiting for mine to arrive. And in a single order, you have to spend £70 or above, and you can choose that for £5. So that's good, and that's just another sample that's been made with it. Hi Julie, you clicked the wrong one and said good evening on the afternoon one. That's all right, you can say good evening on the afternoon one if you want. Hope you are well. Right, we'll pop that away. So I've switched things about a bit, and whereas I used to do a product spotlight for a week, I felt that I was getting through products. I didn't want to keep repeating what I was doing, so and I just thought, I was buying products and it all just got out of hand, and I weren't really showing you much you could do with them. So I've changed it to product spotlight of the month. And I'm hoping I'll be able to create enough inspiration for you with whatever product I choose for that month. And for this month, I chose the Love Notes 6x6 paper. And what I love about this, other than the designs and the colours, is the fact that on 2 of the sheets, this one and there is another one, they've got cut parts. This one. On the one side, excuse me, the images have sentiments on them, but on the other side, they're plain. Yes, Hayden. Blue tack. Not that I know of. If there is any, it'll be in the top drawer in the kitchen. So yeah, I think that's great because you can use them without having a Valentine's or anything. They can just be a nice image. And what I've done on some of my projects is actually cut these images out and use them that way. I've got to clear my throat now. Yeah. But yeah, there's some gorgeous patterns in here. And I love the wishy-washy effect of it. It's not a solid, almost watercoloured. That's my favourite. Love that. Right, anyway, let's make our scrapbook page. I have done one page with this, which you will be seeing next week. I think it is. Yeah, I think it's next week. That's due to come out. So I thought for this one, I would use a bit of two-tone cardstock as my base instead of white that I always choose, and go with Gorgeous Grape and do it on the light side because we have Gorgeous Grape in our papers, and because it's done as a bit of a watercolour, it's a bit lighter. So I thought we can do that, and then we can have a look at what we want. I've got some lovely Gorgeous Grape bits, and I love this. I thought that would be nice to use with the flowers maybe, and then we can do some extra. Now I am trying for the first week to use this product, or whichever product I choose, with as minimal amount of other products as possible. Now obviously I can't do it with just this, that wouldn't be possible. I've had to bring in cardstock and some embellishments, but so far up until today's live, that's all I've done. And then on today's live I used a square die cut, but that is literally all I've used, and I want to try and keep it like that for the first week. Right, so I've just picked out some bits that have got the purple in, but I think this is going to be too much for a whole page, so I am thinking of putting white on top, so I do end up with a white background. Let's just try, because there is Calypso coal in this, and a pale Calypso coral. No, sorry, it's not Calypso coral, it's Flirty Flamingo. Telling you the wrong colour, and maybe that's why it doesn't look right, because I've got the wrong colour out. Let me just grab my Flirty Flamingo somewhere up here. Maybe that is it. Oh, that is it. But it still doesn't look right to me. I'll have to have a check at that. So yeah, I might put white on here. Could do a piece of white to tone it down a little bit. And I could layer that. Hi Diane, how are you? Happy New Year. Hope you had a lovely Christmas. Yeah, and that'd be quite nice to put that on. Yeah, just to break it up a little bit. I'm going to trim this down so that I have a border, and I am going to take an inch off and see what that's like. Yeah, so I've got 1/2 inch border around it. And this is just a piece that I ripped for a different project. Doesn't it? Yes. Though snow won't go with what we're making. But yeah, I can't remember what I used it for. That piece that I ripped off. It might have been across the middle of some patterned background. Because what I did think about is in the catalogue, we have the templates again that they've given us. And I thought of creating something like that. Now, obviously, I've changed it already by having my piece split, but that's okay. We'll use that as our basis. So I want somewhere here, I grabbed my photo mats, and these are scruffy. I do apologise, but that one's going to be my journaling. I reuse them. I put them on for when I'm making, and then I end up taking them off. So we'll have 2 photos here, and then I'm going to have a journaling piece here, and my title here. So let's start with this. So these I like to put on a mat so that they stand out a little bit better. And I think because most of the pictures that have got the gorgeous grape have got Flirty Flamingo, I think we need to go Flirty Flamingo. But I need to see how actual Flirty Flamingo cardstock looks. I'm just grabbing a little scrap. And yeah, just as a little tiny border, it'll only be a tiny border like that. That'll be fine. So I need a new sheet of Flirty Flamingo because I haven't got enough scrap. There we go. I've got so much stuff out. Everything's falling. Let's use that. So I need 3 that are 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. No, 3 1/8 by 4 1/8, and that will fit then 2 side by side. So we're cutting these 3 1/8 by 4 1/8. That's the best way to get them. Make the most of your cardstock. 3 1/8 again. Scrap by 4 1/8, and then that'll just give us an 1/8 of an inch. So I'll end up with a 1/16 of an inch border all the way around. Now, because I put these on and then take them off, I actually use a glue dot. So let's find the end of my glue dots. Put that on the wrong side. Put a glue dot on the back. As you can see, that's got multiples. I'll put a glue dot on there, but I will end up putting my piece on for my journaling. Now I just take some of the sticky off and then line it up on there. It doesn't have to be perfectly centered, obviously, because it's not going to stay, and it'll be a bit wonky because it's only got one glue dot holding it, but at least it shows you what it'll be like. rather than just having a big, large piece of whatever colour mat you decide to do. It just helps me visualise a bit better. Right, so there are photos, like so. And I think I am going to do some blending on this. I know I'm trying to keep it quite, but I do want a little bit of blending, I think. Just grab some, oh, sorry, some scrap. See how, yeah, that's very bright, the pink that's been on there. And my purple one's softer. So we'll use some gorgeous grey behind these, just to ground it a little bit. In fact, I should stick my white down before I do that. Now, when I'm doing a big piece that I'm sticking on, because the bit that goes to the edge, I'm not going to want to put anything under that, tuck anything in when I've just got a border like this. So I glue all around there, but I do leave the top open just in case I want to tuck anything behind. Right, bring back my piece of scrap. And then I know that my pieces are going around here. I'll just get most of it off so that I don't get a big blob. And I'll just do a little bit of blending. Just needs a little something, it's a bit stark. This will just add a nice little bit. There we go. That's better. And it just slightly shows through. Prefer that. In fact, that one goes that way, doesn't it? So we'll see even more of it up there. Might actually bring it out this way a bit. Very softly. Okay, enough of that. Put the lid on that because I'll end up with it everywhere. Now we've got our photo holders, which will go there. My journaling piece will come up here somewhere. And then I shall use, in fact, we've got the mix and match. So I could either die cut a sentiment, use one of the ones we've got, but I think these are too small. But we've got these. And this is the mix and match unforgettable times. And these are great for scrapbooking because they're that bit larger. And I do like the gold. So we could use a gold. Other than that, we've got family fun, but I do think that'll just blend in too much. The others aren't quite the right colours. You and me, we could use that maybe, or happy day. So we have got something in there that we could use as our title. Okay, now I want, because it has got on the layout, the sketch, a banner coming in here and a banner coming in here. So I think we will put banners on. And then I can have a subtitle down here, as well as my big title, and then my writing on there. So I'm going to use some of my offcuts and find, see if we could bring the blue in. I think the blue, might be nice. Oh, we've got that actually. And then we've got a purple as well somewhere. That one. Because I don't want to make it too love. I don't want love hearts all over it, even though that would be very nice. So I'm quite liking the purple there, and then a banner of that there, just to ground that. I don't think we need the blue. Keep it with the 3 colours with the white, and then just whatever comes in from the pictures that we decide to use. So I'm happy with how that looks. So I am going to glue these down after I've bannered the ends. Now, there's lots of ways you can banner an end. You can do it with scissors if you're brave enough. I am not. I use my trimmer and cut down so far in the middle, and then that's not right, is it? That's 2, so I want 2 1/4 thereabouts. Centimetres I'm working in that. I do flick from centimetres to inches, and I apologise for that. It's one thing that I always do, and I know a lot of people are one or other. I use a bit of both. So just trim down and then line up my paper in my trimmer, track where I want to go to, and the edge. Now I don't cut up to a point. I always start on the paper and cut down so that it doesn't scuffle up all the paper. You can use a punch. Some people have got a punch for actually doing this. I have, but I can't reach it. Or you can use, if you've got a square punch or something like that, just to make a little banner. So that's around 1.5. 1.5. I've got a bit of a smaller on there. Smaller cut. But yeah, it's finding whichever way works best for you. Tried doing them just with my scissors and they end up so wonky, it's ridiculous. They don't look anything like a nice neat bannered end. All right, so this one is going to go up here. I'll glue that down. I'm just hoping I'm going to have enough paper to last the month, because I am getting through it. But of course I will, excuse me, as I bring in more products, I will be able to do backgrounds and that, whereas of course at the moment I'm actually using it for all my backgrounds. So yeah, hopefully we'll be fine. Okay, that can go there. And then we'll have this here on there. Don't quite want it so far over, so I'm going to snip a little bit off there. It comes over a bit too far for me. And when I'm doing things like this, that I'm just doing it off the top of my head, I don't measure very much. I tend to just go for it. I've just thought I can glue there and glue along there, but I don't want to glue the rest because I want to be able to put my photo behind it. There we go. So, how's everybody's weather? As is very snowy. Very snowy. But I'm going to take that off because that's one of my scraps for a template. And I'm going to cut me a nice 4x3 to use for my journaling. It's come down quite hard and it's sticking. So before I started this, it was quite white outside, to say the least. There we go. And I know they have said it's just going to get worse, so I just hope as morning comes or later it decides to rain and wash it all away. Don't want snow no more. Right, so that'll be my journaling piece, which I will have there, and then I can write on that. It might end up that I have 3 photos that I need to use or want to use, and I can stick a photo on it should I want to. Right, so let's start using some of these gorgeous images. Let me grab some out of here. I know I've got some in here that I've already got ready. And we've got little tag bits. I've got a part of a camera there that I took out. There's none on those. I've got that one. I have to be careful not to keep using the green. Diane says very, very snowy out there. Julie's got big flakes coming down. Oh, wow. So, yeah, looks like we're all about the same, aren't we? Gosh. All right, so we've got that one. In fact, I'll use that one because that one's pre-done. And that one. And we'll have another one of those in case I want to use both sides of one. And then we've got a cup with a heart on. I've got a happy heart day all done there. Yeah, it's I don't think I fancy cutting those out, but I might use it as is. But this was the one I wanted to use, wasn't it? This one. I love this. Well, I may keep it square, I may cut it. But we shall see. Let me just cut it square. And this is where most of the designing is going to come into it. Placing things to look right. Okay. I could cut some more cameras if I wanted to. So I want a second little piece here, which I must say I do like Happy Heart Day rather than Valentine's. I think that's quite nice. And that's one I've cut down that didn't go right. Rather than love, I think, or Happy Valentine's. I want to come away from. Oh, I like that. The heart would look nice cut out with a circle die. Yes. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Diane. I'm not quite sure which one I want to go for. I like the love, I think. Let's trim one of these down to about where we think we'll need it. And again, I'm just chopping it. I'm not measuring it. Don't need to measure. Right, so I can afford to cut that a little bit more. And because it's quite small that I'm cutting, I'm going to use my little guillotine, which I absolutely adore. And I'm just lining up the letters with the edge of my guard piece so that I can get it somewhat level. And not too close. Oh God, some space around it. Second vote for the love. Good. Glad you agree with me. Thing is, you know what it's like when you're creating? You just take your time, don't you? And put this there, put that there, take it off, put it on. But when I'm with people, it's a bit different. So I'm wondering if we could go gold, or I don't want the happy days. You and me might look nice, or to go gold. We can stick them on and well, place them on and have a look what they would look like. The cat hair as well, and then that on here that would be cut out in a shape and a circle, and then I could do some foliage on bits to bring in the green, because there isn't anything else really that brings in the green. But I could die cut some foliage out, just simple foliage. So we've got the you and me, or we've got our story actually, and that's in green. So we've got our story, and we've got the green on here, and then I could put some green and white foliage. I'm quite liking the our story for something a bit different. Tell me what you think. Right, so I want to die cut this out with a circle first, because we've all got circle dies or a circle punch that we could use. That would fit perfectly, and that's just a stitch shape. Was it stylish shapes? Stylish shapes. The old ones were the stitch shapes, wasn't they? I'm just bringing my mini machine to cut this. And just pop that on there. And good thing about a circle is it doesn't have to be perfect, because it's not a perfectly round edge to the image. Then it's not going to sit exact in the middle anyway. And I've chose the side with no writing instead of the side that says "Be Mine." I think that's nicer. I'd use that more You know, if I was putting this for, I tend to think of it as what I'd use for me and Dell. How I would do it if I was going to use it. And I wouldn't have Be Mine written on it. Oh, I've got some fluff on here. Must be my cardigan. Let's drink the tea. That has gone extremely cold. So, I've put my love away, haven't I? Where did I get rid of them, dear? It's going to be one of them. It's got to be here somewhere. I don't even remember what's on the back of it. Goodness gracious. I might have to do another one. It's that on the back. Have I? Or have I knocked it off? Tell you, because I haven't done this for a while, I'm so haphazard at things, and things are just not like they should be. That's rubbish. That's another one if I need to, but I'd rather not. They're full pages. Bits I can cut if I want to. How do you cut something and lose it? Is it under my footer? No. No. It's quite a thick piece. I haven't gone down this far in my pile. Well, it's vanished. Absolutely vanished. So I shall do another. And under there. I'll find it when I'm cleaning up, I'm sure. I did wonder if it's got stuck to me on my cardigan. But no, not that I can see. And it's not in the bin. Okay, try again. Like I say, it'll show up. I won't worry. I'll use it on something else. Probably staring at me right in the face. Right, there we go. Rubbish. I'm going to stick it on before I lose anything else. I am going to keep everything flat with it being end page. It doesn't matter really about having things raised. It does look nice to have some dimension, but it'll be in a protector and you won't notice that much anyway. Right, so I'm going to find, stick this on, just some foliage die cuts or dies that I can cut like that there, so it's over. There we go. Let me find, I want a nice little stem. I used one the other day. What was it from? This one, I think. Maybe that one that looked looks similar to these leaves. What's in them? These are the Gallery Blooms dies, and I think that is going to be, oh no, this one's better. The Pretty Florals, because it's got that one that's a bit squiggly. They're longer than these are, but yeah, I think that'll look better. Come on. This one as well. That's a nice one. That's very similar to them. What's in there? Nope. I haven't got. Oh wait, there's me. So I haven't got. And I've got all these new ones. Like I said, I don't want to bring in too many. I don't want to bring in lots of different stuff for this one. So we'll only use out of one die set. And I've knocked that on the floor now, haven't I? What is going on? I've lost that die now. There it is. I need to not craft in a cardigan. I'm just going to try this one. I think that one might be best. And I'm going to use green. And I'm going to use two-tone green so that I can use the lighter side. I don't want it to be too dark and bold. Right, move that. Guess what I've just found? Love. It was trapped on there. There. Never mind. And this has got some adhesive on it. Not that I particularly want adhesive on it. So I want it to stick up. I'll put one with that. And then I'm going to save that for when I want letters, I think. That'd be better. Right. There we go. Yeah, I ended up at Merry Hill today after my live. Hayden wanted to get some storage boxes for under his bed. He's been looking for some for ages. Finally found some that he likes. Went to Merry Hill to go and fetch them, and they haven't got them. It's like Grace. So it was B&M, so I ended up spending a load more money. Not a ridiculous amount, but more money on other stuff I didn't need, but brought anyway. Right. Got two more, so we've got a nice odd number. So I'm kind of thinking 3 round the circle and then a couple elsewhere to tie it in. Do you know what? There's 2 pieces here. And there's not, because I've got that many of them. There's loads of shouting. Oh yeah, where is it? Oh. Don't know what's going on. Hayden's shouting at Dad, and he's grabbing something. But who knows what. Right, leave that there. Bring this back. Okay, there was something in his bedroom because Dell's just chucked it outside. In fact, I do just like the 2. I was thinking 3. 3 does look better. And then a couple elsewhere. Because I did say I wouldn't be tucking anything under here. But I can. Yeah, quite like that. That's not adding too much other stuff. I'm just going to leave those where they are. Put glue all the way around the edge of here into the middle. That's it. And then I'll just stick that down. Like so. And that will catch all of those and glue all those down. There we go. This one, just pop a little bit of glue in there. Glue's running out now. Tuck that under there, like that. And then, yeah, I think it's best there. That ties in the green nicely. And breaks up all the pink and purple. Because I've got a lot of pink and purple going on. Like so. I'm glad I did that little bit of blending because it just breaks up that stark white. Then I have actually in here a little heart. Get some hearts in these. Luckily, the same colour. We can add some hearts here. I don't mind hearts. Hearts are a good thing. Find the right way for them to go. I think I preferred them that way. I don't like them being so much in a straight line. That's better. So I have and that. And then we'll just have to embellish. And we're done. Go. Right, embellishments. Now, all through using this so far, really, I've used silver or diamante rhinestones because it just makes it pop a little. And I'm thinking I'm possibly going to be doing the same again. And I have been using the snowflakes, frosted snowflakes, because they're still about and they're quite nice. And I did think I can put some of these big ones within the foliage, just underneath, popping out. I always used to struggle on how to use the larger. Not sure I like that one. Gems. But I do like a small one out there. Using them and hiding them wherever, you know, half underneath things. I think they do well half hidden. Not that I don't like them and I want to hide them, but they're just a little bit big. To have them just out there. Right. Let's have another one there. And then we'll have on there. We always do them in threes. There we go. Now I've got nothing round my title, but that's okay because it's round at the leaves. I've still got an odd number. Right. And there we have our scrapbook page for this evening. I'll put my journaling on there. I think I am going to find something to stamp on there. It needs... Thank you, ladies. That's very kind. I haven't got anything that's current that I want to put on there, but I have got... I think it might still be in the last chance, and that's the Just a Note. I was just looking at what there is, but there's Just a Note, Best Ever, You've Got This, or Happy Back to School. None of them really work for what I want. The month by month, I've still got this. And what's on there? Autumn, spring, celebrate, holiday, happy, in review, life is sweet. Love our story, life is sweet. No, that's not quite what I want either. I want like a little remember. And I know I've got one somewhere. But it's remembering what box it's in or what pack it's in. Because it's quite an old one. Tabs for everything. And that has got a little remember. Where is it? There. I'm just going to stamp remember on there. Under block. And we'll do it in the... Yeah. We'll do it in Gorgeous Grape. I think green would be too much. I was just doing that off onto my scrap. Sorry if you get my head in shot doing this, but I just want to line it up. There we go. And then I might even, if it'll fit, I don't know if this fits on there. It will. I shall stamp that on there as well. In grey, basic grey. It's not quite so harsh as the black. And I've started pulling in lots of different things now, haven't I? But, you know, it's just what it needs. You could do it without. You don't have to pull in all these extra bits. Could have left it plain. But, yeah, I think it just finishes it off. And then, like I say, I'll have my photos. Or if I wanted, if it ended up that I'd got another photo, I could even add, which I did pull out, one of the flip flaps. I could add that on top, put my photos in that, and still have that underneath. So yeah, right. Hope you enjoyed that. It's using the Love Notes 6x6 paper. Yeah, I bought it because I wanted to touch on Valentine's, but I don't do a lot for Valentine's, so I didn't want to buy a sweet for Valentine's. So I thought that I can cover it that, but it can also be used for other things. It doesn't have to be Valentine. You can love your friends, you can love a child, you can love your grandparents, you can love your parents, you know, it can all be used for things like that. I mean, there's one in here that I've used for my other page that you will see that's coming out. That's the camera. If I've got it left. Yeah. And the camera, and also it says we just click. Well, how good is that? We just click for friends. Yeah, you can use it like that. So that's why I thought I'd go with this one. And it's great for making cards, scrapbooks, anything that you fancy. Right. So thank you very much for joining me. Those of you that are watching it on the replay or over on YouTube, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this. And I'll go now and get a nice hot cup of tea and wish you all a very happy weekend. And please stay safe if you're getting this storm tonight. Keep yourselves warm. I don't worry about my heating bill. It is what it is. They can't take off me what I haven't got. You know, keep warm. It's more important. So anyway, all the best and thanks very much. Speak to you all soon. Bye.